Tonight on DC News Now at 9, can the DMV handle the heat? An intense warm-up, then severe storms in your Friday forecast. We're breaking down those dual weather threats ahead of your weekend. Then, in a surprise move, Donald Trump endorses one of his fiercest critics in the GOP. Could it help or hurt Larry Hogan in his Maryland Senate bid? And later, Kim Kardashian's new venture is here in D.C., how the celeb is making her mark in Georgetown.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for DC News Now at 9 o'clock. I'm Chris Flanagan. All right, let's take a live look right now at the White House on this Thursday night. Pretty quiet out there right now, but tomorrow it is shaping up to be a scorcher, followed by some severe weather. Let's get a first check on the forecast now with Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb on those dual weather threats. But first, we have to get through tonight, Janessa.
Yeah, we do have some pop-up storms that are now making their way across Montgomery County. Here's the bigger storm system that's coming out of Chicago, parts of Cleveland right now, and then that will expand in nature. The leading edge of this storm system is providing a few pop-ups that we're already seeing for Germantown into the Frederick area from Winchester, central Montgomery County. Brunswick as well, you're getting a brief downpour, and all of this moisture is going to continue to kind of migrate into Montgomery County, eventually Anne Arundel County. So there's going to be isolated storms in the forecast for the rest of the evening. At this point, they don't look super robust in nature. Live look, it's pretty windy out there ahead of this cold front that changes things across the DMV. 82 right now. It is very mild for tonight, folks. It is going to be a tough night without AC or a fan, something to keep you cool throughout your overnight into the start of your Friday, where temperatures are going to be warming up back to the middle 90s in many locations. Temperatures right now in Arundel County, good evening, 77, 84 out towards the plateau areas of Frederick, and we're in the lower 80s across northern Virginia. Here's dew points. They have changed things across the DMV with all this now moisture in the upper atmosphere. It's feeling very tropical. What does it feel like on your skin, on your face, body here? Culpeper 82, middle 70s for Manassas. So tonight, overnight lows only dropping to the upper 60s. And Chris, we warm up pretty swiftly. By 10 o'clock, we're already sitting at 80 degrees. It comes with this line of storms late day for your Friday into your evening. We'll time it out coming up.
It's going to be toasty. Janessa, thanks. With the heat wave approaching, many local pools like this one are gearing up for large crowds in Montgomery County. This weekend marks the start of the summer season. DC News Now's Daniel Hamburg live at the Wheaton Glenmont Outdoor Pool. And Daniel, the weekday pool isn't open quite yet, but you did get a glimpse today of some of the swim practice this afternoon.
Well, Chris, the sun was beating down today, as you know, so the kids were staying cool in the pool. And starting this Saturday, Montgomery County outdoor pools will be open 7 days a week. School is out and the Glenmont Gator swim team is in full swing.
First group, ready, go.
While the kids are in the pool, their parents are trying to find shade.
It's really hot for me.
And it's only going to get hotter next week, just in time for Montgomery County to open its outdoor pools 7 days a week.
The pools are a great way to cool down and just enjoy the outdoors in a safe environment.
With 7 outdoor pools, Montgomery County is ready for the big crowds.
There is a national lifeguard shortage, but Montgomery County Recreation has worked really diligently over the last year to be creative in our recruiting methods, and so we are fully staffed for the summer.
Tuck your head down, push your shoulders down, and try to get your hips up.
Head coach Patrick Detzner is making sure his team is staying cool and hydrated.
Water is still pretty cool now from the spring, and you know, we have water fountains right here. During the swim meets, you know, we have concessions with water bottles and Gatorade, and we encourage all the kids to bring water bottles to practice.
Make sure you guys are pushing off in a nice tight streamline, all right?
Especially for athletes and those just going for a casual dip, it's important to stay healthy.
It's important even if you're at the pool to make sure that you are hydrating and eating, right? So being in the pool is a great way to stay cool, but you need to make sure that you're taking care of yourself.
So again, starting Saturday from noon to 8 on the weekends and from 1 to 8 on the weekdays, those 7 outdoor pools open 7 days a week. And also, of course, we know that it's going to be very hot, so expect to possibly wait in some lines to get inside next week. We're live in Wheaton. Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
They're certainly going to be busy. Daniel, thanks. Meanwhile, an update tonight. DC police continue to search for a hit-and-run driver in Southeast. Police say that driver killed 62-year-old Alton Kelly and badly injured Kelly's wife. Wednesday's crash happened as the couple was walking near the Safeway on Alabama Avenue and Naylor Road. Officers have located the driver's car, but have not yet found that driver. In Virginia, a Chantilly man is charged in connection to sex offenses dating back more than 20 years. Fairfax County police identified the suspect using DNA evidence. Now, according to investigators, Edward Pottmeyer sexually assaulted or exposed himself at least 3 women between 1998 and 2004. In one case, police say the victim woke up to Pottmeyer assaulting her inside her home, leading her to jump from a balcony to escape. Detectives are looking to speak with anyone who believes they may also be a victim. Developing tonight in Montgomery County, a racial slur against a black community is printed 1,000 times on 1,000 sheets of paper from a school computer. That incident sparking outrage from students and pushing school leadership to take action. It happened at Wootton High School. Our reporter Marielle Carbone following the story for us. And Marielle, the students understandably say the incident was hurtful.
Yeah, Chris, one student described the pain from this as 1,000 wounds. But it's not just the use of that racial slur that students are upset about. They're also upset about the delay by a school administrator in reporting it. Now, the initial incident, it happened on May 15th. A teacher told an administrator, but that administrator never reported it to the principal. Then 2 days later, on May 17th, another teacher put paper back in the printer and it started printing out that slur again. They reported it, and that's when the principal finally was notified and got involved and eventually opened an investigation. Now, this week, students from the Black Student Union testified about the incident at the Board of Education meeting, advocating for more funding to address anti-black racism and equity.
The delay in the reporting of this incident has only been salt in each one of these 1,000 wounds inflicted by each hateful word on those sheets of paper.
We've seen many shortcomings in responses to acts of hate and aggression. It makes us wonder how much effort is being put into training staff to handle these kinds of issues.
And in a letter to parents today, Principal Douglas Nelson said what happened at our school is wrongful and hateful. It was harmful to staff and students, and it has no place at our school. Now, moving forward, the principal says school leadership will meet directly with Black Student Union students. The Equity Office will hold sessions over the summer to evaluate current needs and then go on to develop an action plan for moving forward. And as for that student accused of printing that slur, they are identified as a 9th grade student, and the school says that they were punished according to the MCPS Student Code of Conduct. In the newsroom, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
All right, meanwhile, an investigation now underway after a Loudoun County deputy was shot during a routine training exercise. So this happened this morning inside the department's firing range in Leesburg. The sheriff's office says 2 deputies are training together, but they're staying tight-lipped about who pulled the trigger. We're told the injured deputy is stable after undergoing surgery. Stay with us. We'll pass along any updates that come into our newsroom. DC News Now is your local election headquarters. Former President Donald Trump has endorsed Larry Hogan in his bid for Maryland Senate. It's an endorsement some may consider interesting, considering Hogan is one of Trump's fiercest critics in the Republican Party. DC News Now anchor Tosin Fakile joining us here in studio tonight. Tosin, I know you spoke to a political expert tonight who really offered some insight into this endorsement.
That's right, and interesting is right, because she told me she didn't even see this coming. And I spoke with a campaign reporter with The Hill, and she tells me they believe Trump's endorsement of former Maryland Governor Larry Hogan is symbolic of Trump's visit to Capitol Hill today. And it seems Trump is trying to display unity in the Republican Party. Now, what makes Trump's endorsement of Hogan even more interesting is it comes just weeks after Hogan upset Trump's campaign when Hogan said the public should, quote, respect the verdict and the legal process before Trump's conviction on 34 felony counts in the hush money case. Now, Trump gave the endorsement while talking to the media. He said he'd like to see Hogan win and thinks the former Maryland governor has a good chance to win. Now, this Maryland Senate race could tip control of power in the Senate because Maryland is a blue state, and Larry Hogan is trying to become the first Republican in over 40 years to win a Senate seat in Maryland.
The fact that he is sort of willing to kind of rally around the former governor of Maryland, I think is pretty telling that he wants to, be behind Team Red. He wants Republicans to win in the fall. I'm not necessarily sure if Larry Hogan might want Trump's endorsement, especially in Maryland.
Now, Hogan's campaign has responded to the former president's endorsement. They tell us, quote, Governor Hogan has been clear he is not supporting President Trump, just as he didn't in 2016 and 2020. Angela Alsobrooks, who Larry Hogan is running against in this Maryland Senate race, commenting on the endorsement, saying, quote, the stakes of this race could not get any higher. Just last week, Senate Republicans shut down access to contraception. Hours ago, Senate Republicans voted against protecting IVF. And just now, Donald Trump endorsed Larry Hogan so he can have a Republican majority.
This endorsement hurts or helps Hogan in this race in this very blue state?
I think Democrats are definitely going to use this against Hogan. And I think that former Governor Larry Hogan is probably going to try to distance himself a bit from the former president.
Now, Larry Hogan has said he will not be attending the Republican National Convention next month in Milwaukee, just like he didn't in 2020 and 2016. And Chris, remember, Hogan left office as governor with high ratings. So as we get closer to the fall in the election, it'd be interesting to see if Trump's endorsement impacts Marylanders as they go out and vote.
Certainly so. Among the highest in the country, their approval rating there. Tosin Vakili, live in studio. Thanks for that update. Meanwhile, the buzz over Trump's endorsement comes as speculation continues to swirl around who he will pick as his running mate. Now, according to the Washington Post, Trump told Fox News in that interview he could consider making Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin his running mate. Youngkin is not among 8 people Trump's team is vetting, though. The governor has not commented about the former president's remarks. All new at 9, a D.C. woman, scoring big time after winning the lottery. Get this, not once, but twice in a matter of months. Sherry Fowler won $50,000 on a scratch-off ticket back in February. Then last week, she did it again. She claimed her second prize. You got it, another $50 grand. Fowler says she was so taken aback, she asked her kids to double-check the numbers, then started screaming in the score. How about that? Good luck. That is awesome. According to the D.C. Lottery, tickets are bought at 2 different stores, a block apart in Columbia Heights. Fowler says she plans on buying a new car with her winnings. So congratulations. That is luck.